Hey guys, Mike here. So, boy, what a day in the market. We finally get to see red. Oh boy, and liquidations across the board on especially cryptocurrencies. Oh my goodness. And that's good, right? Who wants to be buying Bitcoin at 100K when you can buy it cheaper, right? That's what I always like to say on things. But again, that's why you always got to have your money ready, your price target set, and ready to go when it happens. And we'll get into Tesla, which of course did what? Broke that 400 mark. And getting a Palantir, which had a crazy move today. Some other stocks as well. And again, watch for the hot potato, right? Watch for the hot potato get passed around. See which stocks are hot, because there were some stocks up big today, even when everything else was heading south. Okay, and why were they up big? Because they had been destroyed, and all of a sudden money started maybe flowing into them for more than 1 or 2 days. So watch those. I did a members video on those right there. But when you look, we talked last night about this right here. If NQ sells down, look for that first shaded area. Right here is where, we came down, hit this area right here, came back up, got a 50% retracement, and then started selling back down. Don't know if we're going to hit the second shade area. The first shade area would be really nice. Okay, that would be really nice. So again, it's a start, but you see how they protected that area around 21,432 today. And that right there, that little blip up, that was today, okay? So again, 21,250, 21,300 would be nice maybe through Wednesday. We'll have to see if the bears can continue, because they have failed miserably so far to get down. And then from there, maybe get you a move back up. I don't think we're coming to the second shaded area down there. That would be even better for a year-end rally if we can get it quickly. And that's not even a huge move down, guys. That looks like it's an enormous move. It really isn't. I had to move my 0.5 fib move up because we had this crazy move late Friday right there. So I had to readjust that, but you can see it. Now, if that does happen, we go to the first shade area, that's going to fill this gap on the Qs. If you're wondering if you're looking at the Qs, that's what we're looking at right there. And it could have been worse, but Apple really held things up today. Now, Tesla, remember I showed you the 300 mark, and I was like, wow, I wonder if they're going to reject it. 400 or right above it. And of course, they did the same thing they did when they got to 300. As soon as it broke above it, around 44405, boom, nice move down, around 7% move down, as you can see. And what they did was they moved it up overnight, pre-market, just pushed it hard, man. And then, of course, you end up getting a nice about 7% move down. Again, bull step back in. I can tell you right now as I'm speaking, they're trying to push it up in after hours. Again, I'm recording this like right after the market closes. So, they're already buying those 400 calls again, trying to push this up. Dips keep getting bought up. But when you look at this, I'm just going to throw a trend line on this one, because this is one of those narratives that it keeps going so far. It bounced off this trend line right around like 358 right there, I believe it was. And so as long as that trend line holds, yeah, they're probably going to try to push this up to 400. You notice they keep pushing in after hours, right, and in pre-market, okay? And so when you look at some news that did come out, had nothing to do with this push up. This is rumors, talking about maybe putting out a 30K model 2025. You can see all the stuff right here, codename Redwood and all this crazy mess. That's what it looks like. I wouldn't buy that with your money, let alone mine. Again, this had nothing to do with the push up, okay? It's the options market driving Tesla right now. And again, it's just still till proven different. One of the themes that's going on in the market. Now, you saw Palantir, big move up. This one did have news, but once again, this one, I gave up trying to chart this almost, because it just keeps going up and up and up. But you can see it, it soared 7% and just on a $36.8 million contract, which is amazing to me. But I don't care if it's $1, right? They keep shoving this thing up, shoving it up. And immediately it hits a certain level, boom, get a nice move down. I'll show you why in just a second. And what it hit, 1.618. We had this on here for a while. Hit it to the penny, sold back down very nicely into the other shaded area right there. And what happens is they just started selling the calls like crazy, bought 12 million in puts and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that will send one of these kind of stocks down very quickly. But when you go over and look at the chart, and we're looking at this, where is it going? Well, we've hit that fib, so we'll just take that away because that's already done. But, where it come down to, it held the 1.272 fib right there, trying to hold. Again, you got these shaded areas, which we're going to serve as best we can as support right here if it does continue to come back down. And so, again, whatever get a 50% retracement, eventually at some point in time, yes, gravity will take effect. It always does. Right now, this is still one of those themes. There was some hardcore reversals in Tesla and Palantir today. You can see those candles. We really hadn't seen that yet in these kind of rallies. And so, again, we pull a fib on this thing. I'm still going to go from the election day right here. That will put you back down in the first shaded box right there, the 50 fib. Will we ever get it? It'd be nice. To me, it would be a much healthier move up if you did. But again, and it's respecting the fibs. Again, when you look at this fib right here, The 0.272 held right there. So again, watch 0.382, watch 0.50 if that happens. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing bounce right here because you got this huge fair value gap right there to right there. See what happens around the 75, 76 area and see if it breaks right there. If it breaks to 72.22, then obviously heading back down to this shaded box right there, and then watch your next fib down at 0.382. When it comes to NVIDIA and semiconductors, boy, a couple of these to talk about. Again, NVIDIA is very simple. I'm not going to try to complicate this for you. This is still playing out. Remember, I told you, until it gets above the 144, 145 area, it gapped down again today on some news out of China. They're going to start, it's amazing how this news comes out when you need it to. That they're going to crack it down on NVIDIA. Basically, it's just them getting back at us for what we're doing, trying to keep them from getting these chips and stuff. So again, head and shoulders still in play, but look at AMD. Ends up breaking this trend line, which goes back 2 full years. And so that is a big thing for AMD. It is coming down into this little shaded area we got right here, but that trend line held very nicely for 2 full years, actually 2 years and 2 months to be exact. And so you can see it's back down this area where it's bounced many times, but the bottom of that area, I believe, is around like 123 right there. So if this thing continues to go down, be watching that. It needs to bounce here for sure. That trend line will now be resistance. And so again, this puts semis under pressure, okay? Watch out for some hot potatoes, okay? I'm not mentioning all of them, but like Google, for example. See if they try to pull what they did with Microsoft. This one's wedging right now. It's still beneath the all-time highs. We've seen Meta break out. You saw Apple going crazy. Again, if you look over here, if it gets above this area, especially that trend line right there, you can bet all-time highs, if we get that year-end rally, is going to be coming for Google. Why? Just because this is what they're doing, right? Microsoft, you saw it, Apple, Meta, Netflix, you name it, okay? Now, IWM, a couple things I'm watching here. Again, we said the false breakout, got this rejection, said it's coming down this daily fair value gap. It's having a reaction like it should. Will it break that trend line or come down and give it a touch? That's what you want to look for right there, which will also give you a good discount around that 0.50 range. But I'm looking at a few things. One, I'm looking at IWM versus the Qs. I want to see if that ratio starts trading sideways, as I was telling members, or it starts going up, which is way better, by the way, because you know a lot of money is still flowing into the Mag 7 right now. But when you look over here, I'm also looking at the 10-year. 10-year has been rallying right here in the last few days. I want to see this trend line, see if it comes up, touches, and gets rejected. If it gets rejected and starts heading down, the QQQ IWM or IWM QQQ ratio starts going sideways or up, then you could see a rally into IWM and it finally break that pattern right there. Might have saw Chinese stocks going crazy. What happened? There we go. Cue the stimulus, baby. Here we go. Okay, and so Chinese stocks start exploding. I mean, they were up huge because now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're going to take a less strict monetary policy in 2025, something we hadn't done in like 12 or 13 years, all this fun stuff. You can read this, pause it, and read it all you want and everything. But that's all this is. And you might have noticed oil jump too, and oil stocks with it, because if they can increase demand over there, they're going to use more oil. So oil stocks really like that and everything. The big question is, if they don't announce stimulus every day, what happens? Because in the last rally, it was almost every day. Stimmy gap, stimmy gap, stimmy gap. It's nothing but stimulus rolling all over the place. Because earnings didn't hold these up. They fell on earnings with every single one of them. So now, if they don't keep announcements every day, does this rally continue? Let me know what you think down in the comments and stuff. Just curious. Again, I wouldn't own them, but I'll trade the hell out of them. I know there's a lot of people in there, or a couple people in there just go over buying options. So I was like, I'll buy a couple call options too. So it worked out well on that. But, is it going to continue? That's the question. Now, when we have these sell-offs, people start kind of panicking out and going, oh my God, is the market coming to an end? I'll say this, when it comes to the bond market, the meaning to do this update. This is your high yield junk bonds. Again, it's looking okay. They're a little red today, but still looking fine. This right here, let me pull up the BA here. You can see your spreads, right? Still really low, really compressed down there. So they're not breaking out, they're not exploding, little pop, whatever. And you can look at the volatility. My goodness, the thing has fell off a cliff. And so the bond market is still like, we're fine. As long as the bond market's good, I'm talking about for like crashes, then you're okay. The bond market starts going to, heck in a handbasket, then obviously the stock market will crash. Right now, you're just getting a pullback because things have ran up unbelievably, okay? And again, until proven otherwise, you saw NVIDIA, AMD chart, some others, okay? Now, looking at earnings, obviously, tomorrow you're going to end up with AutoZone, Academy Sports, Ollie's also. Then you'll have GameStops, and a lot of people like to, play. Stitch Fix, Dave and Buster's. So nothing big on that one. No data to worry about tomorrow. And so if you got something out of it, please hit the like, subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Please, if you want to join for the membership, less than McDonald's combo, see it right there. Just hit the link down the bottom in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another fun, volatile day. That is for sure. Have a good one.